Psalm 31 contains one of the most famous verses in all the scripture, and it's quoted by Jesus from the cross. Verse 5, "Into your hands I commit my spirit." It is a declaration of trust, but it comes out of this context. "In you, Lord, I have taken refuge. Let me never be put to shame. Deliver me in your righteousness. Turn your ear to me. Come quickly to my rescue. Be my rock of refuge, a strong fortress to save me." David has plenty of problems here, but he begins not with his problems, but with the promise of God. He starts with what he knows to be true of his Lord, that he is a refuge in times of trouble, that he is righteous and delivers those who trust in him. David says in verse 4, "Keep me free from the trap that is set for me, for you are my refuge. Into your hands I commit my spirit. Deliver me, Lord, my faithful God." That word commit means to deposit something valuable for safekeeping, like entrusting a treasure to a bank vault. David is saying, look, I'm putting the most precious thing I have in your hands. My very life, my very soul, my essential self, I am trusting it to you. Deliver me, he prays. This, for David, was not a deathbed declaration. He was very much alive here and fighting for his life. What makes this psalm then particularly moving is the meaning that it takes on when Jesus quotes these words and alludes to this psalm in doing so. Almost heartbreakingly, Jesus does not pray, "Keep me free from the trap that is set for me. Come quickly to my rescue." Instead, by his actions, by his determination to die on the cross, he's saying not save me, but save them. Not come to my rescue, come to their rescue and leave me here to die. It's that context, almost turning the entire psalm inside out, praying all these prayers on behalf of the people instead of himself. It's in that context that Jesus says, "Into your hands I commit my spirit." It's an amazing declaration, isn't it? You see all the ways in which David is right to pray this prayer in his context, and see all the ways in which Jesus turns it to reveal a more glorious truth. Just listen to this. David says, "I hate those who cling to worthless idols. As for me, I trust in the Lord. I will be glad and rejoice in your love." Jesus understands this as well. No one is more offended by sin than he is. He's holy, holy, holy. But his first response to these idol worshippers was not to kill them, but to die for them. Not to hate them, but to love them and lay down his own life. David is going through immense suffering here. This is Job-like language. In verse 9, he says, "My eyes grow weak with sorrow, my soul and body with grief. My life is consumed by anguish, and my years by groaning. My strength fails because of my affliction, and my bones grow weak." David is physically robbed of all his strength, and there are more consequences. He says, "Because of all my enemies, I am the utter contempt of my neighbors, and an object of dread to my closest friends. Those who see me on the street flee from me. I am forgotten as though I were dead." Isn't this exactly what Job experienced as he wrestled with his suffering and as others saw his fate? Job told us that even his friends thought little of him. "For I hear many whispering terror on every side. They conspire against me and plot to take my life." The agony David endures is physical, it's relational, and it's psychological. Couldn't Jesus say exactly the same? Physical agony for him is obvious. With the wounds of the whip and the crown of thorns placed upon him, it's plain to see that his suffering is physical, but it's relational as well. Friends abandon him and enemies mock him. David hears whispers of terror, and Jesus hears the insults tormenting him in his agony. David says, verse 14, "But I trust in you, Lord. I say, you are my God. My times are in your hands." David did not know exactly how things would turn out in his situation. Would he escape? Would he survive the onslaught? Would his friends return? Would he ever feel safe again? So much that he didn't know, but this much he did. God is sovereign. And having placed his soul into God's hands, he knows there is no better place to be. "My times are in your hands," he says. And he was content to leave it there. Jesus, on the other hand, knew exactly how things would turn out. He knew the cross was not the end, and that death would not have the final say, and after committing his spirit to the Father, he would open his eyes in paradise and rise again, proving his power. On the other side of sorrow, there is endless joy and peace. How abundant are the good things stored up for those who fear you, that you bestow in the sight of all on those who take refuge in you. Jesus knew that on the other side of the cross, there is glory for him and for all who find refuge in him. And David had the same hope, that the face of God would shine upon him again. Some watching this video today presumably are going through a season of real struggle. All those dimensions of suffering are true in your life, but this psalm would encourage you. Commit your soul into the hand of God. Be strong and take heart, all you who hope in the Lord. Though outwardly you may be wasting away, inwardly you are being renewed day by day. And our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. And so we fix our eyes, not on what is seen, but on what is unseen. For what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal.